everyone. I hope you are having an amazing start to the new year. As many of you guys know, I talk about things that I'm asked over social media, questions, concerns, situations, or I draw something from my own life that I can see is relevant to others. So with that being said, my topic today is a situation that happened to me a couple weeks ago. As many of you know, the holiday season can be somewhat stressful with friends and family, and you kind of get a fair share of interaction. And a situation that occurred where I was at an event, and one of my friends was really, I would say, harsh or cold or kind of abrasive or rough around the edges with me. And I knew where it was coming from, but our other mutual friend literally pulled me inside and said, "She has done this to you numerous times this year. What is up with that? Like, you need to really address it with her." And I knew that, but I also knew the backstory why she was doing this. And she had gone through a lot this past year. Not that that's an excuse or a reason, but what I do, and this is how I maneuver my relationships, whether that be with children, my husband, family, friends, coworkers, what have you, is I put people in levels and categories, not because one is more important than the other, but because I need to know certain people maneuver and flow in different ways. And this is something that we all need to do with every relationship, but specifically I'm talking about with your friends and your tribe. My circle is small. I like it that way. It's quantity over quality. And this individual and I have been friends for many years. And I knew in the past year, her life has been turned upside down, and everything that has happened has caused her, some strife and frustration and anxiety and things like that. So with that being said, I did not give her a free pass to treat me any type of way, because we do set the standards for those, that how we allow people to treat us. But it wasn't the time and the place to address it. So with the friend that was concerned about my well-being, I'm very thankful for that. But I want everyone to know how I deal with these types of situations. And as we grow, as we age, we change. Our relationships change, people change, and we have to learn to flow. So what I do is I take the backdrop of the story, meaning if the person's coming at me a certain type of way, are they normally doing this? Is this a set pattern? Or is there another situation that has arose in their life? I put people in these categories and levels, number one, to know what I'm getting and from them, and number two, how I can react in an effective way. Meaning, I knew this young lady was going through a lot. She has not done this to me many times, and I knew it was from her own insecurities that she was coming at me in her own stress level. So instead of lashing back, I knew that would not work with her. Normally it does not work with anyone, but I knew it wouldn't work. So I put a pin in it in this situation. I read, knowing her like I do, I figured out a formula or a way to react that would be in a positive light to shed some clarity on the situation. So I pulled her aside about a week later and I asked her out for coffee. And I just told her the type of way she was treating me was not going to be acceptable to continue our friendship. And I said it nicely. I said it, graciously. And I let her know that it hurt me. And she was so set back by that. She's like, "You were hurt by that?" And I'm like, I am human. I do hurt. I might be strong and I might not have addressed it then, but I did address it. So we squashed the situation, she apologized, and we're moving forward. So this was just an example of how many times, we do all change and morph into different people, and we go through ups and downs in our lives. But to keep our relationships on a solid foundation, we must learn how we flow, and most importantly, how the other person flows, so we know how to react when situations like this arise, because it's inevitable how every relationship is sometimes going to butt heads. I'm sure I've done it to other people because of stuff I'm going through, whether it's been levels of pain that I've been in or what have you. And sometimes we don't know we're doing it, and sometimes we do, but we just are so down ourselves. Maybe depression has set in, anxiety, PTSD, we don't know. So the key that I told the friend that was so concerned about this is not her norm. She does not normally do this, and if that person did, they are cut out from my tribe. I'm not going to be disrespected. But I knew the backdrop. Like I said, I knew her backstory. I knew where this was stemming from. So I want to encourage everyone in their relationships to really get to know, whether it's the love language, the process of thinking, whatever you want to call it, how the other party is flowing. And if they're off, ask yourself why. And if you don't know, ask them. And in the end, 90% of the time, 90% plus, it's going to be resolved with proper communication and not assuming and jumping to conclusions. So I hope that answers the question. And I really hope that this helps someone out there that might be going through a similar situation, whether it be with your husband, your wife, your child, your mother, or other friends. If the friendship is worth salvaging, and most are, if they're in your inner circle like this, communication and taking a step back and evaluating the situation. You can always stick up for yourself, but do it tactfully without losing your grace. Have a blessed day, and give me a thumbs up, comment, like, and share. Thanks, and God bless. Bye-bye.